far away. And
Yes.
And it's fine.
That is not a short drive, even from Massachusetts.
No, it is not. It's fine though. Nora's up every day at 5:30 regardless. Like, doesn't matter. Every day. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I am ready to go. She is like as much as I have energy, like I am not as much of a morning person as she is, but she is like, I am ready to go, rock and roll. Let's talk about pancakes and unicorns. What do you have planned for me? Jake will sleep 14 hours if you let him. And they're sharing a bed. And what was happening was Nora was getting up. So they were going to bed a little later because they were going to bed at like 8:30 or 9 for the first couple of nights because they were very excited because they're in like this new house. And then Nora was like waking Jake up at 5:30, and then Jake wasn't getting enough sleep and was just in a terrible mood. So like, it was like a whole cycle.
No! How was she waking him up? Were they in the same room?
Because she's like turns over, she goes, Jake, wake up, and Jake's like, Nora, shut the up. So anyway, that happened, and then that all kind of hit because like Caitlin and I today were just exhausted and like we just kind of like we're exhausted fight, and because like she was over emotional and I was just cranky and I didn't want to deal with it, and then I literally was like, why don't I just take you shopping or whatever, and I'll make you do this for you. And she's like, how can you do that? I'm like, because I want a ton of money on golf. And like, and it's just, so the moral of the story is I bet golf now. All right. Dad's bet baseball. What is it? Oh yeah. Joe's got a college kid. He's got it. Joe Dollar coming in on it. So, okay. Trade deadline special. Nick's going to be joining us. CJ Slip and Jimmy is here with me. We're going to do this. We're going to try to clock this in at around 45 minutes. Nick is coming in hot to be our scoop ball stuff. But the first thing that I want to say to you, you had texted me the other day and you had said, oh, do I really want to buy the Rangers and stuff? And
oh my God. Poorly timed text.
Well, not really, because I told you exactly. First of all, I always like to remind you, you and I have different betting tendencies. Sometimes you do a little bit of recency bias on stuff. And like, I actually don't think that just you do it. I think everybody does recency bias a little bit too much, but that's just a natural thing. Scott does it a lot. Anyway, I said to you just frankly, like, well, you're not going to do this now anyway, because you're not going to buy high on them. And you're like, yeah, right. And then I think they got swept by the Astros.
Yeah.
Right.
And they literally made available. They said today, everyone on the team is available. Like, you want to call about anybody, they're available. To the point where DeGrom actually had to come out and say, I'm not waiving my no trade clause. I refuse to be traded.
Right. And so I say that to say, because Mobes had texted me too of like, oh, is today the day that I do a bunch of futures? Because overreaction, no. Later this week is when it looks like or one rotation through when it comes to the Cubs, when it looks like some of these things didn't work out for some people. So all right. Nick's going to be, look, full disclosure, because Nick is the crown jewel of all of this, and we were due to have him back. When Nick gets here, we will talk about scoop ball. But what we want to do is let's go through kind of trades. Let's go through top of mind stuff. And CJ, you drive, and we could kind of bounce some things. I mean, actually, maybe I'll just ask you out of the gate. What team, I don't want to say what team won, but what team that is not a top 4 made moves that really impressed you?
So a team that's not in real serious contention that made moves that impressed me.
We have Nick here, so we could actually pause it there. Nick's here.
Okay.
Nick is here. He is here.
I have a good answer for this, but Nick.
Really broken glass. Stone Cold Steve Austin is here because of like we're giving Nick all platform because he is the crown jewel. Nick, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? Just drove back from up north.
So you were the first shoe to drop, the real shoe to drop. I don't count this Luis Castillo to our Chicago White Sox, but let's just get right into it, man. I don't even know the question. CJ, what do I want to ask him on this to say this? Like, what do I want to say?
Well, we have to start with Scooball before we get into the Mize trade, which happened at the buzzer. And then I think what we want to do, Nick, after that is we're going to go sort of in rapid fire through all of these different trades and kind of get whether it moved the needle, didn't move the needle for some of these different teams. But let's just start with Scooball. I mean, what was your What was your immediate reaction to the trade? What were you thinking come Saturday night? Because it seemed inevitable to me for like months that this was going to happen.
Yeah, I think in the offseason it was reported that the Dodgers had offered Hope and Glasnow for Scooball, and the Tigers rejected it. And I think they waited and they got a better. I mean, Glasnow, he's super injured and he makes $30 million a year, and he turns 33 later this month.
He's basically a taller Jack Flaherty. Let's be completely honest. Like, that's really what he is.
He's washed. He's done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over.
I agree.
It's over. So I think they did well. I think, going into it, a lot of people were talking about Emmett Sheehan. He's mid. You saw him. He got rinsed by the Red Sox.
Killed that first 5 for us last night, Berg.
Yeah, I mean, he's throwing batting practice out there. So
he also got sent down. So he killed our season long. He killed our season long K stuff for him too.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of hype going into the season, but I mean, he's mid. So I think people were on him. River Ryan, I totally forgot about because he's so injured all the time. But
he had one big injury. I'm a big River Ryan guy. He had one big injury, but he's electric.
His stuff is awesome. I'd rather take this guy's hurt, but he's good than a guy who's mid. So, no, Zaire Hope, like people have been talking about.
We're all big Zaire Hope guys. Javon's in the chat. Like Javon knows our guy River Ryan, but Zaire Hope's great, man. You guys got a lot of outfielders now.
Well, I mean, the Riley Green is only under team control for 2 more seasons after this season. So, Clark looks like a long-term piece, and hopefully Hope is like the long-term right fielder. You have those spots kind of locked down. But yeah, I mean, I was not surprised by this. I'd been kind of kicking around like Hope and Sheehan, but like getting River Ryan, you watch his stuff is on a different level than Sheehan, especially Sheehan this year. His stuff is a tick down from last year. So he had a lot of like positive momentum in the fantasy community and the betting community. You guys, were on him. I drafted him in some drafts way too early.
I have too. He started off straight. Season. Like his Ks per 9 last year was like 12. Yeah. But then he just he has control issues and stuff. I mean,
yeah.
And again, River Ryan, you're under team. Even if the season gets wiped out, you still have River Ryan for 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years of River Ryan compared to 3 of mid Sheehan. This is I don't get people saying like, oh, I think they traded Scooball at the perfect time. I don't think.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought this up, because this is literally where I was about to go, Nick, because I think there's 2 other things most people have asked, including myself, which was they make this deal Saturday night. As soon as you saw Hope get scratched, I was like, oh, this is happening like today. This is about to go down. Isn't this trade available for them at 5:50 p.m. today compared to Saturday? And couldn't they have at least waited a little bit longer to make this trade? Why was the timing where it had to happen Saturday night to make this move? Because that's the part I couldn't understand. Like, if you trade, to me, I think it had always been assumed that you were going to trade Mize, see what you get back from Mize, and then you can then dictate what you want to get ultimately back from Scooball. They went the opposite way. They waited till the absolute last minute to make that trade for Mize, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But why try to make that trade Saturday night than just at least even wait till this afternoon? Because I think that trade's still there. Too. It doesn't change.
He's the piece that everyone was waiting for. You set the market with that trade. So that's kind of I was really surprised at that. It's kind of felt it felt very Luka Mavs, but not as extreme, but more of you didn't shop this, or Brewers didn't have a counter here.
So I kind of equate it to the how the Rams kind of make these trades in the NFL, where you see they were able to get Matthew Stafford, they were able to get Myles Garrett in a similar way, right? Because they had what other teams didn't have. They had a similar kind of player. They ended up getting Matthew Stafford for Jared Goff. The receiving team would rather have Jared Goff than draft picks. Every team has draft picks. Every team has prospects. And I think, and the same thing with Myles Garrett trade. They were the only team that had a Jared Verse. No one else had a 25-year-old cost-controlled defensive end that they can just kind of
You're away
throw
from
away.
DPOY type of, yeah, dude.
Right.
I'm all over Jared Verse this year, by the way. Just like some spoilers.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of similar where like I think the Brewers, like, okay, Logan Henderson as like a headliner, I can see that. But who's the second guy? Because the Tigers were able to get, was anyone better than Hope traded at this deadline? Like, no. And then Ryan,
when we get to the Red Sox portion, we might have something to say.
Well, we gotta wait for some of the Red Sox stuff because Lifshats is gonna come on, and Lifshats is like gonna be on the warpath for Breslow right now. So, like, I mean, I also think that the Phillies, I like the Phillies deal, but we're not gonna, not to digress, but given up Ramon was he had the biggest jump of any of their prospects this year. But I do agree, like River Ryan, if you know baseball and you know baseball prospects, like River Ryan is like, and Hope are like dudes, you know?
Right. So like my thing is just that the Tigers are, this isn't a tear down rebuild. Like the Tigers might make the playoffs this season. Like River Ryan might be pitching in the Tigers rotation in a week or two. Like that's my thing, is like they got a guy 5 years of control. Like I don't look at him being 27 or 28 as a you know a negative. I think you just throw him right into the rotation. Like the guy that the Tigers got for Casey Mize, you're not going to see him for a couple of years, and I don't think he has nearly the upside of River Ryan. I think he's more like a number 3.
Well, yeah, let's talk Casey Mize, and then let's actually talk about that division, and we can kind of use that to go through some of the trades that happened in there. So you came on here famously. We rolled the clip when you said, when we did our preview, you said, "I'm out on Mize. He's going to walk the farm," which, by the way, he has almost every other start. He has like all of the, with the exception of Scooball, all of the guys on that team have the same pitching style where they have great swing and miss stuff. And then their first pitch strike percentages are so bad that none of these guys can go past the 5th inning. And it's wild to me. And Mize was one of those dudes. I'm constantly scared of whatever is going on with Mize, because Mize seemed to, like, he got hit by a ball. He had a shoulder hurt. He had TJ a couple of years, I think, or something. So the Mize jettison are, I mean, I feel like you probably were like, that's kind of a like whatever. I mean, it's they gave Fromber the money, you know, and he's looked better at his last couple starts. But like, I mean, what are you kind of thinking on this one?
Well, I mean, he's a free agent after the season, and he's been throwing, his velocity's way down recently. He's throwing 90 in his last 2 starts before the trade deadline. They held him out because I think they didn't want him to get shelled by the worst team in baseball in the Athletics. So, I mean, good on them. I think the guy they got is a former 1st-round pick. He's having a good year at High A. We'll see him in a few years. I think you cash in on Casey Mize 100 out of 100 times. I mean, I would make that trade. I don't even really love the prospect they got. I'd make this trade every time. I'm not worried about losing him. I mean, they have, like you said, Valdez. You know, he can't even opt out. He's locked in for next season. Then he can opt out after that if he wants. But that's like, that was like their,
well, that was I'm not going to get
Scooball.
more with the CBA kind of deal. Like, and that was the Scooball nail, was that they, because the night before, remember we talked about it, was like the night before arbitration. And then they're like, "Hey, intern, it's your job to argue why Tariq Scooball is not worth $30 million a year. Here's some notes."
Well, they didn't. I mean, they went. It was reported that they when they went to the here, they didn't even say anything negative about him. They just compared what he did to other players that got paid less money. That was it. They were just like, "This is what David Price got. This is the most ever. So it should be closer to that." And then they lost. I mean, they didn't put up much of a fight. They still came out way ahead. They basically got two Cy Young seasons for free, and then he tanked the season by not getting his elbow checked out. So we lost almost every game in May. We won 6 games in May because he missed the home run.
We can I mean, CJ, I think he has some things that we can kind of move to
well, I had one more thing before we kind of move into our deadline.
By the way, for those live listeners, Suzuki did just hit a home run, which would be 2 home runs from the Propcast this morning. So congratulations, everybody. 2 full cents.
On the affiliate, apparently, of the SGPN family.
Well, SGPN is responsible for a lot of our.
They are. We love it. The only other thing I was going to mention, Nick, is like as a Tigers fan, you guys have a plus 63 run differential, and you still had Skubal and Mize. Like, you could have you're only 2.5 games out of the wild card. Like,
Oh, we're
is there
making the
any part of,
playoffs.
is there any part of you that thinks like, why not fuck it? Like, let's just try and go for this one more time. We're still in a crappy division. The AL West sucks. If we get one of those teams in the first round, then really the main team that we have to go through is Tampa Bay or a Yankees team that we have no idea what that lineup will look like once Bellinger and Judge get back. Like, that was the only other thing I thought of is, I mean, you got hope, like you obviously got some good prospects, but is there any part of you that kind of like thinks we should just went for it?
No, I mean, this team's not good enough to go for it. It's ridiculous. They have like a 30% chance of making the playoffs.
I like your guys, dude. I mean, I like your guys' lineup more this year than last year. And it's also, it's not as
because
if
of McGonigal and Dingler. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course.
It's like, it's not as if, I guess the thing with the Tigers, before I kind of want to move this to like what CJ was alluding to and like get opinions on some of the trades that happened within that division. But it's not as if they got rid of Skubal and the team is markedly worse across the board or something like that. I like this team. I like Kevin McGonigal a lot. Like a lot. And Max Clark, like all of the prospects over the next couple of years, like all of these dudes are low K, high contact dudes. Like, this is probably going to be what the Guardians should be kind of team, which I think we'll probably talk about in a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about Clark and McGonigal, you know, wait till, and you're going to have hope. You're going to have Briseño from the minor leagues. Those could be 235 homer bats. I mean, what happens when most, if not all of this lineup in a few years, you know, Bryce Rayner is going to come up too. What happens
Jackson
when
Jobe will probably come back up? We'll get his stuff together, right?
He'll be. I mean, he pitched yesterday in the minor league or 2 days ago in the minor leagues. So yeah, he's close. But what happens when like most of the lineup is like low K, high walk guys, and they're just like such a pain to, you know, pitch to this lineup? I mean, I think yeah, they just couldn't pass up you know, the opportunity of getting, you know, 6 more years of a guy, 6 years of a guy like Hope plus 5 of Ryan. I mean, the way their pitching is, you know, set up in the future, they needed that, a little influx of you know, more young pitching. I mean, they're hoping a guy like Reese Olson comes back. He's missed like most of the last 2 seasons now.
He's good. He's got great stuff too. I like he's got a great sweeper. Like,
but like people, yeah. But like when people see that like River Ryan and Troy Melton have like basically the same, like similar stuff, like he's just as nasty as Troy Melton, like they're going to be pretty happy with that trade, I think, in the long run.
So, okay, CJ, let's start going through the rest of this division because I think it's a good place to start. You want to
yeah.
kind of
So here's how I wanted to start running.
Yeah, you do it. You're in charge.
Through our deadline set of trades. What we're gonna do is each of the division leaders will go through, and then we'll go through the wild card teams, any of them that made deals, just rapid fire. Talk about like anything they got, what was big, did it move the needle, did it not move the needle. So we're going to start, since we're already talking about the Central, we might as well go to our division leading Chicago White Sox. Also, it bears without saying, Nick, that the last time we had you on this program, you convinced us mid-program to like go all in on the Tigers. And I think, wasn't there a bet we had where we were taking,
we have Framber to lead the league in wins.
Framber to lead the league in wins.
No, we had
Skubal to win side, Framber to win side.
16.
Yeah, 16 wins.
Lead the league was like spring.
By the way, there's a side note, a lot of dudes with 10 plus wins this year. It feels like way more dudes have 10 plus wins this year than other years, but that's for another
Not
day.
Framber Valdez.
Not Framber Valdez. Not Framber Valdez.
So I think, I mean, obviously White Sox were busy at this deadline. They go out, they get one of the guys that Berg and I constantly talk about getting traded on this program, Luis Castillo. So Sir Anthony
I missed
Dominguez
that entire
out,
trade. By
Nolan
the way.
Jones, Boston Smith, they go out. They get Brazaban from the Mets to help kind of shore up that bullpen. Jose Urquidy, or Urquidy, or I didn't even pronounce his last name, but Urquidy, right?
He's fun.
Urquidy. Joey Bart. That was an weird,
Well,
interesting move.
keep him.
Okay.
Well, Teal's hurt. They have a key.
Right. So they had to
Bart
address and then they go and they get Brenton Doyle, which is definitely changing the outfield defense there.
An outfield that had Jared Klenick starting at one point.
Right. So, I mean, they were like busy team overall. I mean, Berg, do you feel like they got better at the deadline with a lot of this stuff? Like Castillo's, to me, look kind of washed this year, so I don't really know what that does.
Would you rather Castillo or Eric Feedy?
Well, this is what I was going to say though. Is like I think the bar is so low on that rotation, and like I mean, obviously we've seen Castillo have good stuff, so I thought that was actually fine. They didn't really give up a ton to get him. Yeah. They didn't give up a ton to really get any of these guys.
They didn't give up a ton to get any of these guys, dude.
Braziban's like a dude. Like he's a good 6th or 7th inning guy that they'll add to that.
Well, they got rid of Surratt. They got the other side of that. I like Dominguez and Dominguez shouldn't be closing. I think his role for the Mariners is actually going to be a lot more suited for him. He was like he was for Toronto last year. He's a better 7-8 guy, and just because he's bring him in for like 5 outs because he all he throws is gas. I like that for them. I had no idea, by the way, that Nolan Jones had moved to the outfield. By the way,
Nolan Jones still plays baseball.
Well, Bill Russo in the chat saying that he helped him win a fantasy baseball championship, which had to have been like 6 years ago. So I like what they did. I don't think that they weren't the ones that remember what I said to you? I'm like, who was low key? I think made great moves that no one's going to notice. It wasn't them. It was the Guardians to me.
Oh,
Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I want to bury the lead. I think the Guardians.
Okay. So we'll stay real quick.
Guardians, I think, won that divisional trade trophy.
Well, is it because we just love Joe Adell?
Well, yes, because we do love future friend of the pod, Joe Adell, who is a perfect Guardian. He's basically like he's effectively like all he does is he hits singles and contacts. He walks actually way more than people realize he does, and he can give you a little bit of power. Like I love him, but dude, Foster Griffin is like a perfect Guardian.
That's where I was gonna get to. Is like that's like a ballsy move for them to.
I love that move for them.
You've got Williams, Messick. They have Bybee ahead of him in the rotation. I mean, to be honest, if I'm in a playoff series, I would rather be starting Foster Griffin than
I'd rather
Tanner
Bybee.
Bybee.
Well, you want to you do Messick, two lefties and Williams.
Yeah, 2 lefties and Williams. Like that looks like a legitimate playoff rotation to me.
I agree.
Did
Nick,
they get a first baseman or something? They sent down.
They sent down.
So they got Nathaniel Lowe. They
sent down.
Nathaniel Lowe,
and they sent down Manzardo. Fry.
Yeah. Fry and Manzardo both got.
Yeah, and they unloaded on both.
They'll bring Manzardo back. They have to, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot riding there, but I think I'm with you. I don't think if we're talking about teams low key that had the best deadline, I don't have the Guardians as the winner. That's in the next division we'll go into, but I thought the Joe Adell one was, I mean, pretty cheap to get a guy that can be boom or bust and add some additional power for them. And the Foster Griffin one gave me some throwback of like Andrew Miller type of, wow, okay, they actually like made some real move and he could make a real impact.
I thought that was a great, I did not like that deal for the Nats. If I were the Nats, I would have been like, I think that the Nats had a really good, look, they have Connolly early, which I think is going to be,
yes, we'll get to that.
It's going to age very well for them.
That was a ripoff, yeah.
Well, we're saving all these for lift shots, but like terrible, like literally, like that is a replacement player guy that they trade for. But
the guy breaks his hand immediately.
They should have, like probably on purpose. They should have.
It's just like the baseball.
I think they really should have tried to re-sign Foster. Like I get that his value is high, but that's a statement signing. Like that dude, he was a first round. I always say this, first round pick guys that sometimes come together. He had injury history and did whatever, but Joe Adell was a first round pick, so I'm fine with that. But Foster Joe, like that Guardians
do they
team.
What is his? Well, I'll have to look and see. Is he under control after this year, Griffin, or is he?
No, I think he's a free agent, but let me see. Foster Griffin contract. Yeah, he's on a 1 year. He's on 1 year
Okay.
prove it deal. He's gonna
Okay.
get it if there's a season. If they're like he's gonna get 12. He's on $5 million this year. He's gonna get a $12 to $15 million contract next year easily.
Yeah.
But
right, let's go.
But that team now is this Guardians team is like the Bizarro Angels. They are like all first round picks that don't strike out. I love it.
Yeah, you know which organization I trust a lot more to develop first round picks? It's not the Angels. That'd be the Guardians. All right, AL East. So Tampa Bay Rays, your division leader, they were also extremely active. The Rays, I feel like, are almost always. What was the trade last year? They traded for which pitcher from the White Sox that was actually having like a great year, and it was just like very random. I'm trying to remember.
They traded last year. They traded Griffin Jacks, and they got rid of Taj Bradley, but they got who'd they get from the White Sox?
Oh my God, it was like he was actually having like a career year from the White Sox. I was like, this is.
They also had Littell at some point. Like that was when we couldn't tell if they were going for it or not. It was a very weird type of situation.
So this was clear that they were
switching up your catcher is the lead to me on
so
this one.
I think the Peralta deal, whatever. I mean, you got him fairly cheap, and he was like, he was an insane buy low. So we'll see if he really does anything there. Jack Sawinski was another one that they brought in. Tyler Wells from the
he sucks, by the way.
From the Orioles. That one really didn't do anything. But
Tyler Wells is terrible.
Liam Hicks is good. Like that actually like
that's a mass. That's a perfect Ray too.
That's a big trade for them in my opinion.
That was a good trade.
And honestly, that's kind of one I if I'm Miami, why? Like you had him under control as well, and like, I mean, the prospects you got back were fine, but I was surprised at the fact, one, that Miami was willing to move him, and then also the actual deal that they made. I think Hicks is actually a fantastic fit there. So Rays, to me, definitely winners. The other team in that division would have been the Yankees, which we obviously didn't get we were going to try and get Scott on for this with the quartet, but I guess Luis Garcia, like what the hell was that? It feels no positional need for them. It is just another
left-handed bat.
while Bellinger and Judge are out. Like I guess that's like the only reason for that deal. They made no effort to go at a shortstop. They go and get Heliot Ramos, which fine.
I like they overpaid for him. They wildly overpaid for him.
It was just a kind of a weird deadline, I feel like, from the Yankees, which is pretty like prototypical for Brian Cashman anymore. I don't know if you had any thoughts on them. I kind of thought they were sort of a loser at the deadline here, because I just don't know, like Garcia is like a good bat. He's a good lefty, but at the same time, like it doesn't address any of the actual core issues that would be on this team. Like it just gives them a bat to sort of fill in for a few weeks.
I kind of like those trades. I mean, I like Garcia. He's having like a career season. I mean,
he has elite lineup protection. It's the highest scoring lineup in the league, and he gets to bat in the same lineup as the league's run leader and RBI leader on a team that's only going to win 75 games, by the way.
Right.
So like, I do like Luis Garcia, but I want to temper like this is the same way with Curtis Mead. Like Curtis Mead was batting third in between two of the top 10 hitters in the league this year. Like I
mean, the Nationals have one of the three 3 to 4 best lineups in the league consistently the entire season. Like I would much rather be
Ellen Lyle home run tonight, boop, boop, boop.
batting behind James Wood than I would be Trent Grisham at this point. Last thing I'll just say, we'll save it mostly for the one with Lipschitz, but I thought the Orioles had just a fucking awesome day. Especially for the deal that they traded Adley away for, and the fact that they already had Basayo waiting in the wings anyways to take that full-time position, and the fact that you could get a top 40 prospect and the best prospect in the entire Red Sox organization and a division rival. I feel if I'm the Orioles, I'm feeling way better about my like short term for what I'm going to be able to do, and the fact that you were still able to get something for Ward.
Ward's like, is Ward not like a perfect Mariner? He's kind of like a Brandon Donovan plus, he's like the same. They're like, again, same. He's a contact guy. He's great for them. One on the Wells thing. The Wells thing. While I think Wells stinks, kind of reeks of like what the Rays are doing with Griffin Jacks, where they're like, oh, we could fix him. We could turn him into it. We could turn him into a starter. We're going to like, it's like what they saw in Ryan Pepio. Like they're going to take it because Ryan Pepio stunk before he got to the Rays. I don't like Tyler Wells, but I would put a lot of money on Tyler Wells being like somehow 4-1 down the stretch for them, or some sort of absurd thing, or next year being a 10-game winning guy. He was another first-round pick for
circuit like Trevor Rogers for the Orioles, honestly, last year. AL West was like weird. We talked like in the, I don't know if this is on the cold open or not, but the Rangers were a team that like wanted to deal, like, but they also made trades to try and like shore up the team. The Astros were relatively pretty quiet after they've won 6 straight and they are in the division lead. They go out, they get who we thought would eventually be a Met, Dalton Varsho, to
yeah.
add
Who
to
did they
their
trade him?
outfield.
Look who they traded him for
Spencer.
It's like it's literally like the Spider-Man meme of like fucking players, dude. Like,
oh my god. So honestly, you know what? I don't really need to talk about the Astros that much because their deadline was sort of boring as shit. I actually want to go back to one other team to wrap up sort of the AL, and they're from the AL East, and that would be the Toronto Blue Jays, because they had a like talk about a roller coaster in terms of like what you're bringing back in and how I feel about your deadline and what you've been kind of doing versus earlier. They go out, they go get Jose Soriano, they go get Arrighetti, they ship out Jeff Hoffman, they ship out Gosman.
Wait, where did Hoffman go?
Hoffman, he went to the Twins.
Went to the Twins.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Twins have had like 15 different guys have got saves for the Twins
and
this year.
They go out and they get Jameson Taillon. So
like weird. That's
it's
how
just
you tank.
Weird. Like what?
By the way, that's how you tank.
I don't understand. Like, I love the Soriano trade, but then why get rid of Gosman? Like, just I don't know. I guess like the idea was we're gonna swap out Gosman and swap in Soriano, but
Soriano's under team control for 3 years.
Right, and he's younger. He was our Cy Young winner for a month.
And Arrighetti has control too, and Gosman will be a free agent. And if there's a season,
and so is Bieber, and Bieber can be a free agent too, who's going to be old and whatever. Like they're going to have a lot of money coming off the books this year.
Is it? I guess their rotation next year is what? Soriano, Cease, and Arrighetti as your top 3.
And Savage. That's actually
a pretty solid rotation.
Yeah, they're gonna be okay. Like next year, they'll be okay. I mean, I think they also thought. I read something. I think they thought that they were gonna be able to flip Soriano again.
Interesting. Okay.
Which makes sense. Because then you have the Atlanta Braves down there who were like, "We'll take all your mid," and they took like Brent Sutter and who else? Molly. They got.
Well, let's get to the NL East. Let's talk about the NL East division leading Atlanta Braves, who just made.
By the way, do we want any of these? Do we want any of these teams for like playoffs based on this that stink? Not. Do we want the Twins? No. All right. I don't want to mess with our shit.
I'm trying to think like if there's any. The only one, I guess, the only one you could make a case is honestly.
Twins kept Joe Ryan. Like that's all. I mean, that's wild to me.
The Twins are going for it. Like which is also super dumb, but I think the only team you have to buy is the Guardians, to be honest. Like if you're looking at like futures for what happened today, that's really on the AL, the only side. AL West, like I said, was super boring. NL East, you had the Atlanta Braves. They mid-pie of trades for this team. They send out Joey Bart. They get Duncan Davitt. They get Tyler Uberstein, Brent Sutter, Tyler Molly, who we did like preseason.
Lane Thomas, by the way.
Lane Thomas.
Always a Brave.
Bailey Falter, who sucks.
Bailey Falter sucks.
Weird deadline for them. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, I guess their bullpen, like they added more depth for their bullpen.
Which was strong. Their bullpen's been strong. Because like all their games, they've been down getting to the sixth inning.
True.
And then like their bullpen's been great. It's just Lane Thomas, let's all agree that was a perfect kind of Brave. like
Lane
white
Thomas
dude,
is a good Brave.
like
He
white
could
dude
be
outfielder.
real
Like,
special
yeah,
there.
that is a Brave. Like,
Um,
he would have been a Philly if he wasn't a Brave. Come on.
All right. Speaking of the Phillies, they go out and get Luis Arias. They
Love.
also go get Brooks Raleigh. They get Colby Thomas. They end up sending out Nolan Hoffman to get Manuel Colon back. Actually, we're more busier than I thought. And I'm just going back. Like this is like previous couple of weeks. You got to consider that too. And they also got Cameron Meisner in the outfield. I mean, Berg, does any of these move the needle for you? I said earlier today I thought Arias was like a good buy low.
Arias is great. Big picture, if the Phillies' plan for this deadline was, we're just going to move Harper to the outfield and Bohm to first base, like, sure. I mean, the thing is that Arias is on a really cheap deal. He was only on like an $8 million deal. Like he signed late, so
over an 800 OPS. Like
you could have gotten him. Like it was just but didn't like that they gave up Ramon, but whatever. Would have liked for them to have honestly gotten Robbie Ray. Like would have liked. I don't care that they have a ton of lefties. I would have liked that a little bit more. I do think that the FIP improvement, and Javon's kind of alluding to it now with Stott at third, it's going to massively help someone like Christopher Sanchez. Like, how many times have you been looking at the MLB app or watching whatever, and it's just like runs, error, and it's on what is it? E6. Right.
Or Francisco Lindor.
Or Francisco Lindor. And it's just, so I kind of, I get that. I liked it. The rally, what's his name? The Brent, who's the guy they got from the Mets again? What's his
Brent
name?
Sutter?
No, the guy from the Mets, the lefty specialist that they got.
Brooks Raley.
Brooks Raley reeks of a David Roberts. I'm sure David Roberts is going to end up on this Phillies team for the fourth straight year. Like,
yeah, Brooks Raley's like 40. Yeah,
he's like 40 years old. He's literally my age. Like, it is just sure, whatever. I like those moves. If you notice, they all came at the same time because it was like, I think that Dombo like didn't want to get burned by Asker, and so he did whatever. They didn't give up a lot of stuff. They didn't have a lot of stuff to give up. Their eyes thing should work out pretty well for them. But this team's still in like a fun. They're about to get shut out by the Nats. So I mean,
Oh, Nats again, good, solid ball club. The Nats, even trading out future All-Star Curtis Mead. No, I'm just kidding. NL Central.
Former Philly Curtis Mead. He was the one who was traded for Christopher Sanchez.
Oh.
Yeah, he was traded for Christopher Sanchez.
Wow. Oh man.
He just been on every team, and he's like 25.
He's been on every team. He's like 26 years old.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Milwaukee Brewers. I kind of like their deadline. They go out and get Santatella, who is having a fantastic year out of the bullpen, even though I mean the Brewers like already have an awesome bullpen, but you add more insurance there, which I do like down the stretch. At least you can, one thing that like gets missed with these things is you can have an awesome bullpen, but you can't ever have enough arms to be able to like make sure that they don't have to throw enough down the stretch so you can save them somewhat for the postseason. I'm assuming someone hit a home run.
Yeah, it was Derek Hill hit a grand slam.
Wow.
It was up 4-3. As soon as Porter enters the chat, and the Phillies are now winning. Yeah, it's great.
They go get Dustin May. They go get Jojo Romero. Bo Naylor doesn't really do anything for me. Lance McCullers Jr.
Whoa, back up. The Bo Naylor thing is extremely important in my opinion, because guess how much William Contreras makes next year? $19 million.
There's no way.
Bo Naylor is under.
Oh, the Brewers are trading him now?
Let's do a sandwich bet right now. William Contreras is not, well, obviously it's a CBA issue. I think William Contreras is getting traded in the offseason.
I like this call. It's interesting.
I'm fine with them trading him, but Bo Naylor is not your answer to replace William Contreras. I'm just pointing that out.
The counterpoint is the Brewers have fixed everyone. The Brewers fixed Kyle Harrison. The Brewers have fixed everyone. So I'm just saying, I think that the writing on the wall on this is that William Contreras is that they would like to see if Bo Naylor they're not going to pay William Contreras $19 million next year. It's not going to happen. They're just not going to do it. That's not what they do.
Good luck with that. I believe a lot in the Brewers organization, but Bo Naylor.
All right, if producer Spencer's computer hadn't died, we would definitely be able to mark this to have it on tape. But we will talk about this in December.
One other note: the Brewers floated out Kyle Harrison for Skubal. Do the Tigers make that trade, Nick, or no?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's nice. It's nice getting the two guys, getting the outfielder and the pitcher.
I thought
River
about that
Ryan-
one this morning. I'm like, well, I mean, I know obviously Harrison's having like a career year. He's younger.
I thought, wouldn't they want to pair them together? Wouldn't they want to do that?
Yeah, but you just upgrade. Either way, I just thought it would have been interesting. You could have floated that and said, look, we'll just upgrade from Harrison to Skubal, and like
I would have
Harrison
to look at how much service time does Harrison have left until he's a free agent. That would be a big question.
He might only be in control for like one more year because he's moved
So
around
many
a
of these
bunch.
things, by the way, are going to change. I feel like they're going to chop off a year for a lot of these dudes.
Okay,
Harrison, by the way, I feel like his clock started in like 2021.
I'm gonna go look.
I feel like he's been
because they used him as a closer for a little
chances in
bit.
the
Yeah, he's
majors.
been all
Okay.
over
Then he
the
had the
place.
season. He had the season with the Red Sox and shit too. So
Oh, that's right. Yes.
like I'm saying, Kyle Harrison's kind of been around for a bit. He is okay. No, you would have had him for. You would have been able to keep him for another 2 years after this. So you would have him for 2 more years under control.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I wouldn't have hated
Tigers,
that.
Tigers
right.
got 17 years of control combined in the trade.
Like, all right.
We
team
should wind this down. We should wind it down.
Well, this is really honestly, this is really the last big team that we had to bring up anyways, because it is your Chicago Cubbies, aka the team that sits outside David Stern's office and asks for pitchers because that's apparently where he likes to just send them. They get Clay Holmes, steep fucking price for Clay Holmes. Like that was
so much for that.
That was a lot. Also for a guy that, again, I like Clay Holmes. He's been the Mets' most consistent starter, arguably, in the last 2 seasons.
Such a weird thing to say.
But it's true. He's been very steady. It's just the fact that we haven't seen Clay Holmes be able to throw the amount of innings and not gas out. And so you're buying very.
He's converted reliever.
He's a great reliever, but you're buying very high on him. Sending out Jefferson Rojas, that was a big price. They get Braxton Garrett, they get Gosman, which actually didn't hate that trade for them given what they had to give up.
The Cubs are very, very ready for the 2023 season with the guys who they acquired. These are all dudes.
Don't forget they got
these are literally
as part of
I had all of these guys on my fantasy team in 2023. Like literally every single one of them.
They could have kept Tyone if it was 2020.
They could have kept Tyone. Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand. So they send out Rojas, but then they also sent out Ballesteros in a trade to the Angels to get Zephyr-John. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I have some,
that came late.
I have some questions on that. And
but they brought about Contreras tonight.
Yeah,
he just hit a home run.
I like Ballesteros a lot too. So he's unfortunately his career's about to go die. But
TJ likes all the guys that have a Bala in their name. He likes Sammy Beth. He likes all these dudes.
Are we changing our opinion on the Chicago Cubs because their starting pitching is definitely better? I think that is, you can't argue that their starting pitching was pretty mid beforehand. I think it's at least above mid or above average now, but are we changing our opinion at all on the Cubs, or is this still a wild card team that probably is out in the first round? Yeah.
I'm
not buying. They're 6-1 to make the LCS right now. They're the third shortest. I'm I believe in the Brewers doing more with what their pieces are than I do with Craig Counsell being able to do what he's doing with this.
Yeah, these are more shore up the team to make the playoffs than win a playoff series type of
I thought that too, actually. I was like, oh, well, they'll make the playoffs now. This isn't
right.
We're going and we're fucking the Dodgers.
Because you get Zephyr-John and Palencia has got to be coming back soon, right?
Yeah.
So that's 2 guys for the bullpen.
2 guys.
And then they got 2 or 3 guys for the rotation. So that should be enough pitching to kind of get them through here.
They definitely have some depth. I just who's your number 1 starter? I still don't think they really answered that question.
Is Steele coming back?
He's supposed to be.
Is he this year?
He's going to give them 3.
We keep hearing that he's supposed to be.
So here's your thing: you piggyback him in. Well, it's so weird. You wouldn't do lefty righty, but you could basically, I guess, steal Holmes, you have to piggyback
guess.
them.
I
But
don't
that
know.
doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
But that doesn't make any sense from a lefty, right? You wouldn't do that. That's going to fuck
right.
up your infield so badly.
Bonus team.
Sure.
A general manager you love, Adam. That'd be AJ Preller in the San Diego Padres.
Oh God, I guess yeah.
Can you just give your thoughts on our projected 78 win San Diego Padres going out and not only getting Robbie Ray, but getting Casey Mize, Gage Workman. They sent out Ron Marin. Who's it? Ron? I don't even.
Marinaccio?
Marinaccio.
Well,
And
did you see though the what's his name who's in the bullpen to the Yankees? Like the Yankees were like Cashman immediately said we didn't say no to that trade, like as if you were like accusing someone of like making out with like a fat chick or something like that. And they're like, we didn't do that. Like it was like the stuff that AJ Preller fed out there. AJ Preller is like the Chip Kelly of MLB GMs. It is insane to me. Like, sure, dude, I don't know what you're doing because with this because this still don't have a catcher, by the way. Like for all these dudes, I guess what's his name? Musgrove's coming back. What I would have think that they would have wanted to do is try to like get a couple pitch innings in with Pivetta and trade Pivetta. So now what do you have? Like a 6-man rotation of no one who can last more than 4 innings? What are you doing? Robbie Ray's a free agent, by the way, after this. So like, I don't even know what that was for.
Yeah.
He just like had a couple guys in the minor leagues that were playing well. And he was like, they're just burning a hole in his pocket. He just had to trade those prospects.
He's like, oh shit, we still have guys left.
I also think it's hilarious that Mason Miller was like floated as an option
I
to this
know.
entire trade deadline cycle. I'm like, you just traded the fucking best prospect in baseball to get him last year, and now you're floating him to trade him again. You know what you're not getting back for Mason Miller? Leo DeVries. I'm just calling this out right now.
That's by the way, let's see. There are guys that are CJ's dudes. Like Sammy Basello is one of his dudes. Merrill Kelly is one of his dudes.
Merrill Kelly.
James Wood, to be fair, was one of my dudes.
James Wood is one of his
I've
dudes.
got a few of them.
James Wood is
DeVries is one of CJ's dudes. He's like firmly he's been one of CJ's dudes for a while.
Long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Any other final thoughts? I mean, Nick, from you, like overall, any teams that you're more excited to bet coming out of the deadline, or any teams that you're like, oh, this team definitely did not do nearly enough, and they're going to have some real problems for the last 6 to 7 weeks of the season?
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with you guys that the Guardians. I couldn't hear you, but the Guardians.
Texas Rangers.
Oh, the Texas, because they didn't buy enough.
Well, they also like they're in first place and they made their entire team available apparently at like 4 p.m.
Yeah, they were like, I remember there was like, oh, they're not motivated sellers, but they're gonna like listen on everybody. But I mean, I don't know. They have kind of like a
Corey Seager $30 million a year. How are they not motivated?
That's what I mean. It's like you're paying, Seager with his back and all of his issues, and DeGrom is having a really his worst season, and he's older. It's just, yeah, they could have done more. But I agree with you guys. The Guardians had a good deadline. We'll see if they, who wins the Central. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I don't like what the Red Sox way overpaying for
Lifshats is literally on his way right now. Like he is going to come in so hot. We were supposed to tape it. We may have to do it live. And it might be like one of those things. We might just take 2 minutes and go back to back. Nick, tell everybody where they can find you. And then we're going to make you stick around to do a promo.
Okay. Yeah. Just, add Electric Snuff on Twitter, and, go to NBC Sports, rotoworld.com and read, player blurbs.
Read all of it. CJ, do you have anything you want to add before we close down part 1 of this trade deadline special?
I think the only one is that I was just trying to look for all MLB players that start with the last name Bass, since you have called me out.
Oh, nice.
On that. And there are a few, and then you do actually, by the way, have Anthony Bass, Kevin Bass, and Brian Bass, in addition to Samuel Basayo as part of that club. So there's a bunch. I'm gonna try and see if I can find a good list here.
Awesome. All right, guys. So look, the people that are in the chat, we're gonna tape this next thing with Liv Chat. Oh, he's here. So actually, he's in the back room, but he's not here. We'll let him say hello to you guys just to say here. Bring in Liv Chats for 2 seconds. Just for, we didn't sign him for a live show, but he's still here just to say hi for the live show. He is here.
What's
just
up?
say as a teaser to what people will get to have tomorrow when we were about to record this with you. Just say one line about the Red Sox deadline.
Retarded. I fucking hate Craig Breslow.
There you go.
He is the dumbest motherfucker. Got to be in the league. I don't think there's anyone who's even close to him. He is the epitome of atrocious. And if this team doesn't win the World Series, I don't know how the fuck this guy has a job in the offseason. What a fucking bozo this guy
It's gonna be. This is gonna be electric. All right. So for CJ, for me, for everybody, this is good. Dad's Been Baseball. Like, subscribe. Also, tell your friends, because this is probably like this is a good episode for you to forward to your friends and be like, yo, here, you want to hear some good shit. And follow and click on all of Nick's stuff. Then get a bot to click on all of Nick's stuff. Page views and things are very good for Nick. We love Nick. So, all right. And with that, we are out on this one.